I remember once around 2006, myself, my cousin Jay, my brother Jerry, and our friend Zach headed up to Steelhead Camp. Our plan was to stay at an old campground on the main road in a town called Oscoda. Normally, we would rent a cabin or sleep in the back of our trucks or something. This year, we decided to stay at the campground. We arrived that evening and started unpacking our gear. I grabbed a box out of the back of the truck. It felt awful light. I opened it up and there was nothing in it. Zach had forgotten the tent. We had to drive into town, and luckily, we made it to the local Kmart before it closed. We all chipped in some money and bought a new tent. We drove back to camp laughing. We drank a few beers that night, partied to the wee hours of the morning, and set our alarms, ready to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go catch some steelhead rainbow trout. The alarm went off sooner than we all needed it to be, and we got up. We knew where we wanted to go. It was a secret fishing spot we called the Grassy Knoll. The fellas all started getting their gear on. Zach had brought a dozen eggs and a frying pan. Normally, our food situation was to grab a couple cans of raviolis, some beef jerky, and a few waters and get down to the river. That way, we had the hole secured. Then, throughout the day, guys could run to the store or run back to camp and grab food or anything else we needed. The number one agenda was to make sure we had our fishing spot secure. Well, Zach decided that morning that he was going to cook a dozen eggs over the fire. So he got up, got that fire going. The wood was a little moist and wanted to smoke more than it wanted to create a flame. Zach cracked eggs in the fire pan, 1, 2, 3, until he had put the entire dozen eggs in there. We all stood there dressed in our waders and waited, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited. Those eggs barely cooked. 4:30 turned into 5:30, 5:30 turned into daylight. Daylight turned into 8:30 in the morning. Finally, these eggs got done. Meanwhile, the whole time I'm pacing back and forth, just knowing we were not gonna get to the hole. We all finally ate the eggs, jumped in our truck, headed down the trail, and got to the Grassy Knoll. Just as I suspected, there stood two guys right in our fishing spot with a stringer full of steelhead. We all just stood there shaking our heads. The term egg cooker was created. To these days, we still use the term cooking eggs for anybody that is slowing the flow down or running late. The end.